After the first blood stained the soil of creation, Cain's destiny was sealed. Marked by a divine sign that prevented his death but guaranteed his torment, he was banished from his parents' presence in the protection of Eden. Cain walked toward the east into the land of Nod, a place where the ground was barren and the silence was deafening. For years he was a wanderer, haunted by the shadows of what he had lost and the weight of what he had committed. But the fear of being hunted transformed the fugitive into an architect. He would no longer accept a life of wandering under God's judgment. Guided by whispers of forces watching from the heights, Cain drove his stakes into the dry earth. There, where no one dared to dwell, he began to erect humanity's first fortress, a city he would name Enoch, a monument to his own resistance and a direct challenge to the heavens. But how could a cursed man build walls that defied gravity? The answer lies in the shadows of forbidden history. Ancient traditions suggest that Cain was not alone on his journey. The Watchers, angels who abandoned their celestial dwelling, found in Cain the perfect ally to establish their earthly empire. They brought blueprints of a geometry that the human mind did not yet understand. The City of Enoch was not made of mud huts, but of megalithic blocks of obsidian and granite, cut with a precision impossible for the Stone Age. Colossal walls surrounded the settlement, and immense towers pierced the clouds, illuminated by flames that never went out. This was not just a city, it was a technological marvel built under the tutelage of the fallen, far beyond any human capability of that era. Inside the obsidian walls of Enoch, a dark and fascinating culture began to flourish. The city became the world's first university of the forbidden. Beneath the shadow of the towers, the Watchers taught Cain's children secrets that would change the course of civilization. They revealed the mystery of metallurgy, turning ore into blades of war. They taught the reading of the stars and the cycles of the cosmos for the purpose of divination. But the most sinister experiment took place in the deepest levels of the city. There, the manipulation of the code of life began. Mixing the divine with the animal and the angel with the man, the City of Enoch became the cradle of hybrids. The line between what was natural and what was profane was erased forever, as forbidden knowledge spread like an uncontrollable fire through the streets of the first metropolis. Over time, the lineage of Cain merged with the power of the Watchers, giving rise to the world's first tyrants. These were the mighty men of old, the giant Nephilim, who turned the City of Enoch into their global command center. They ruled from thrones made of ivory and gold, demanding not just obedience, but absolute worship. The city, born from Cain's fear, transformed into a temple of ego and oppression. Sacrifices were performed on polished stone altars, and the arrogance of these giant kings knew no bounds. They saw themselves as gods walking among men, enslaving humanity and corrupting all flesh upon the face of the earth. The cry of the oppressed and the desolation of nature reached the ends of the universe, triggering the countdown for the necessary purification. The great flood was on its way. When the floodgates of heaven burst open, the city of Cain was the first to feel the weight of divine justice. The waters of the abyss swallowed the towers of Enoch, and a sea of mud buried the evidence of the dark pact. But was it truly erased? Today, explorers find megalithic structures on the ocean floor and impossible gates buried beneath the sands of the most remote deserts. The same symbols found on Sumerian tablets reappear in places where official history says nothing should exist. The legacy of the City of Cain still echoes in our modern megacities, in our obsession with technology, and in our desire to reach the heavens on our own terms. We are still living under the shadow cast by the first fortress of the fallen. The question that remains is not where the city was, but if we are, at this very moment, rebuilding its walls. The truth is before us. Are you ready to see?